Welcome to Seattle College's international programs and our show Conversations With, where we talk to people that help you understand how you too can be an international student in the United States and why Seattle Colleges should be your first choice. We'll talk to students and staff and agents and government folks, all kinds of people about what you can expect when you're getting ready to apply or travel here, what you'll experience while you're with us, and how it can all lead to an amazing life. Don't forget to check out the Seattle College's International Programs website at intl.seattlecolleges.edu, where you can find a treasure trove of information about the school, the programs here, and best of all, fill out and submit your application. Again, that's intl.seattlecolleges.edu. Hey everybody, it's Evan Franulovich here with Conversations With. Welcome back. Today we are at the South Seattle campus, and I got to tell you, I'm really excited about this interview because this is the first person I've ever met from the country that he's from. So, Lindo, welcome to the show. I want you to introduce yourself because it's such a unique name, and tell everybody what country you're from.
Yeah. My name is Lindokuhle. I'm from Swaziland. People call me Lindo over here because of the clicks.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Swaziland, my understanding is that's old school. Now it's Eswatini.
Yeah. The king woke up and decided to change to Eswatini. So we now called Eswatini. Last time it was Swaziland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you personally have a preference, or do you not care?
I don't really care.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right. Well, you are a South student. It's nice to be able to speak to some students that are out here on this campus because, it's a little bit further away from the city. So do you live near the campus?
Not really. So when I applied here, I live in the South. Uh-huh. So when I applied here, it said South Seattle College. And
right.
By default, I thought, it might be near where I stay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Yeah.
I have to go downtown and then take the bus here. Like when I'm taking the bus, I have to go downtown, take the bus downtown straight here, and it takes me about an hour, 15 minutes at most.
Right.
Yeah.
Which part of the city do you live in? A different city, like Auburn or Kent? Or
no. I live in Seattle.
Oh, you do live in Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
South, Seward Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the listeners, you should know, even though the name of the school is South Seattle,
Southwest.
It's really kind of west, kind of southwest. Sure.
Yeah.
So when you're looking for a place to stay, you look at the map pretty carefully.
Yeah. Definitely.
So you have an apartment? What do you got?
Oh, I live with family.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I live with family. My brother has a place over there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so I stay with family.
Is your brother a student as well, or?
No. He works. He works over here. Yeah. Married.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did he come and emigrate to the United States, or is he just here working, or what's his status?
He's an American.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he's a citizen. Yeah, he actually got, what do we call this? Officially became an American.
Okay.
I think it was the 4th of July.
Really? That's pretty cool.
I think that's when they do the processing and stuff. Like
right,
where you go, they swear you in and everything. Yeah, so but he's just been here for a while now. He came here for school 4 years. I think it was back in 2009, 2010. Yeah, I think it was 2010.
Right.
And then he started here. Yeah, I think in 2010, and then he was in Minnesota. He went there for 4 years, and then worked for probably 2 or 3 years, and then he's working a different job.
Okay.
So he went from that the F1 visa to the green card process, and then now he's an American citizen.
So he went to University of Minnesota?
McAllister. Yeah, those are university.
I don't know that school.
Yeah, Mac. Decent school.
So it's interesting. He went to Minnesota. You're here in Seattle with him now. These are very northern areas. Eswatini's pretty far south, but it's pretty warm, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so this must be kind of a change for you.
A huge change.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's okay. Like, I'm getting used to the place.
Yeah.
It's taken me longer than I expected, but yeah, definitely like getting used to the place. I kind of sort of went through the seasonal depression kind of thing, and it was new to me. Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, it was new. Like, you don't see the sun. I think it was around February or something. Yeah, you only see the sun like shorter number of hours, and then you're in class when you have the sun. So when you come out, it's dark, and when you go to class, it's kind of dark.
Sure.
So yeah, I went through that, and I was like, what's happening? Luckily, I had family around. They were like, oh, we have supplements. It's normal for an African, especially the southern part.
Right.
For you guys to like go through this. And then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
So there you go, guys. If you come here and you're from South Africa or the southern part of Africa, maybe bring some supplements or get a happy light.
Yeah, I actually do have that.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, I know. I kind of thought it wouldn't work, especially the happy lights. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But then I used them. It helped me out.
Right.
It got me through the season, and then.
Yeah. I used to live in Alaska, which is way north. So imagine even more darkness. And January is pretty tough. But, you go outside as often as you can. And a lot of people have, like happy lights like you're talking about. Well, so you had the choice of a number of different places to go to school in the Seattle area. Why did you choose Seattle colleges?
Community college was kind of like the right thing for me to do. It kind of felt right because it's definitely cheaper to go here than transferring straight to the UW.
For sure.
And like getting like scholarships. It's kind of like hard if you haven't been in the country. So not unless you're going through like those channels, like, I don't know.
Right.
But then I already like went to school, and then I was trying to like change my majors when I came here. So yeah.
Where did you go to school?
It's in KZN. I don't know if you know. Have you been to KZN, South Africa?
No.
Oh yeah, it's in Durban.
I've only been over in the West.
You should go to Durban.
I would like to. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you've been to Cape Town.
I've been to Cape Town. Yes.
Everyone goes to Cape Town. It's interesting about Cape Town. Should I deviate?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. It's your interview, man. Do whatever you want.
Interesting fact about Cape Town. And I didn't see it, but my sister-in-law, an American, she went there and she didn't like Cape Town. Yeah, there's a huge gap between...
It's true.
Yeah.
Township people living in the nice neighborhoods. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you go to the stores, like management, it's...
Yeah.
And then...
It's not Johannesburg dangerous, though. It's a little bit... it's a little bit more calm in Cape Town, I would say. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's super chilled because the place doesn't really... It isn't really South Africa.
Okay.
Like if you really want to have the experience of South Africa, but you also want the beach, like to experience the beach and stuff.
Right.
Go to Durban, where you have like a mix of like black people and white people of all races, like
sure
living all together with no like real like differences in the economic whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should go to Durban. Yeah, I went to school there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went to school in Durban. I lived like 5 years in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I was doing chemical engineering there, Mangosuthu. I went to I stayed in Newcastle for 2 years, and then I moved to Mangosuthu. I did my diploma there, and then yeah.
So did most of your credits transfer?
No.
Really? I'm kind of interested. Nothing.
No, which was the depressing part of it, because I had to redo math, I had to redo physics.
Did you? I'm guessing this may be a dumb question, but you must have provided transcripts to them, and they.
They were like, no, we don't recognize this.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it is, and the fact that certain countries, if you're coming from certain countries, irregardless of how good your English is, I'm not saying my English is that good, but
it's pretty good.
Yeah, like I still had to pay for that test, which they
Yeah.
didn't really they didn't really grade, because they only graded like the multiple choice questions. They didn't really like do the comprehend. What's this thing called?
Which test did you take? The IELTS, the TOEFL, the
not the
Duolingo?
I did that one, the one that the
Oh,
school
when you
provides.
arrived,
Yeah.
they did a
because I
assessment.
assumed, and then I had to do a math test.
Well, yeah, everybody does a math placement, I think. Even the domestic students have to do a math placement test, I think.
Why do we have to do that? Why does the system require us to pay? Why are we paying for everything?
I don't know.
It's not
Good
okay.
question, guys. Listen to this. We can give some feedback to our administration about that. I think I don't know. I wish I could tell you. The language part makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense, like South Africa is exempt, but I don't think Eswatini is, which doesn't make any sense to me, since English is one of your official languages.
I think the only country that's exempt is Kenya, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, South Africa also. So if you went to like a high school in South Africa, you should be able to show, which classes you took in your high school.
Really?
And it should get you out of that English.
But then I did my college in South Africa,
Yeah, you did college in South Africa. Where'd you do high school?
in Swaziland.
Yeah, I think that might be the problem.
We're better than
And I think,
South Africa when it comes to English.
right? I know. I was in Ghana recently and Nigeria, and they're all like, "Why do we have to take this test? Because we are an English-speaking country." I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
dude,
an official language.
I don't make the rules. But I sent an email after I got back from West Africa, and I was like, "Hey guys, come on. We got to reassess the languages or the countries." So we'll see what happens.
And we don't have to pay for them. I feel like we're still going to pay like a hefty fee for the modules.
Yeah.
We pay like twice what locals pay for them.
Right.
Anyways, it's not a political interview.
Well, it's good. It's really good information. I mean, I want students. Obviously, I do this show so we could talk about coming to the United States, doing education here. Obviously, we'd love it if people came to Seattle colleges, but we also want people to understand what the landscape's really like. What should you expect when you get here? And the fact of the matter is, you may think you speak English well, and you may think you won't need to take a test, but guess what, guys? Have your pocketbook ready, because you may need to pay for a test. Same with math.
Yeah.
So you'll need to do a math placement test. And do you know what they charged you for that?
I think it was $50.
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a lot of money, but why do I have to pay?
$50, $50. I mean, I'd rather spend that on a concert,
Yeah.
or go out to dinner or something.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So that's good to know. Well, let's talk about when you first got here. So we talked about the weather, but any other culture shock? I mean, oh yeah?
Funny. I keep on remembering some things. I hope it relates to what we're talking about right now.
Sure.
So when I got here, I kind of there's a good UWC. Do you know what UWC stands for?
UWC? I'm not sure.
United World Colleges.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's this program that gets a lot of students from different countries to go and do I think it's the AA, and then the AA or ABs, and then they come here.
Okay.
Yeah, final destination is usually the US. So there's the network of that in Seattle was pretty good. So, and then I went and met with those guys because my brother went through that process. So we're actually talking about the culture shock. It's crazy.
Is it?
It's and it's the same thing. Everyone experiences the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so be more. So for people that are listening, they'll be like, okay, well, what does that mean? What was your culture like? What did you find just so different and hard to adjust to, or maybe you thought it was really great, but it's still an adjustment.
Food.
Oh, well, sure, yeah.
Yeah, food is different.
Hey, speaking of food, sorry to get off on a tangent here, but I was doing a little reading up on Eswatini, and pumpkin. You guys have a pumpkin soup kind of a thing. Pumpkin seems to be a real staple. Is that true?
No.
No. All right.
I mean, we do do mash, pumpkin.
Sounds
mash.
great.
Yeah.
Because
it's okay.
a lot of pumpkins this time of year,
Yeah.
October, November, be like, man, I'd like to try that out. If you
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
So what do you do for food? Do you just cook at home then, or?
Yeah, we cook at home.
Yeah.
But then it's now mostly, my brother's lived here for like more than 10 years, so his taste changed.
What's he eating?
I mean, he eats American food and he enjoys American food.
Sure.
Yeah, but for us, it's more different. Like I think we do a little bit more of the seasoning. Like, yeah.
Which is really good.
Yeah, you need to like have your salt next to you when you're eating American food. But
that is funny.
but I think Seattle's actually a good like place to be, because like down south we have like Kenyan food.
There's
like East African with Gambian markets.
Yes.
So you, even if you are away from home, you kind of like, once you know the place, you can get some of the, even though we don't have the southern part.
Right.
Yeah, like we don't have a southern African like market over here, but
No, I just got to think. We have a pretty good size Ethiopian community in the north part of the town where I live, and there's grocery stores and stuff. But I can't imagine they carry much from the southern part of the region. They probably mostly focus on East African stuff.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, cultural shock was the food.
What about people? I mean, they must be interested in where you're from, or who you are, what you're up to, or do they just assume you're an American? The thing about Seattle is we have people from all over the world here, so it's hard to tell who's an international student and who's just
not,
a local.
yeah.
I mean, do people recognize you as someone from outside the country, or?
I think they do.
Yeah.
The English kind of like says, "Oh, this is
Sure." Like, where are you from? Exactly.
Yeah, it's good English, but it's not American English. It's different. Because we were colonized by the Brits.
Of course, yeah.
So it's different lingo. Like I remember when I was studying for the English placement test, like I was doing like videos and everything, and they were like explaining. I think one YouTube video they were explaining like some other names like gas over here. Like it's called gas. It's petrol back home.
Petrol. Yeah.
So like those kind of things are a truck,
A lorry.
truck, yeah. You guys call a van a truck, and then a van is just that huge kumbi.
Right.
Those kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah. But then people, I think people are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though someone mentioned this in the table where we were like having games and drinks and stuff. She was like, I don't know, the people are nice, but they're too nice for my liking.
Too nice. Wow. That's
No.
funny.
In terms of, it's really hard to when you over here. I've gotten used to it, but when I got here, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
This is weird. Like when you're meeting someone, they'll like smile at you. They don't even know you. Hi.
That's so funny.
I mean,
you're the first person that said this to me.
Really?
Yes, it's so funny. I love it though. I interview so many students from all over the place, and everybody has their own experiences. And
it's something I didn't notice at first, but I was like, when I stayed for a bit longer here, I was like, actually, she was right. Everyone smiles at you, which is good.
it's great. Yeah.
It's a good thing, but then you shouldn't smile and then why? What's the point?
So it's actually, even within the United States, it varies from place to place. For example, I used to live in Eastern Oregon, very conservative out there, but really small towns, like 3,000 people in a town, super small. So, you'll be driving down the road and people be waving, smiling and waving, hey, how's it going? And then they drive by. It's just, it took a little bit of getting used to for me. I mean, I grew up in a small town, but I was on the coast, so it was a little different, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, back home you greet almost everyone.
Yeah.
But then it's more like a straight face kind of thing. Like you don't have to fake smile. If you're smiling, you're smiling. You shouldn't just smile and then stop smiling immediately. I pass you. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a bit different. I shouldn't say weird, but different.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things, I hope you don't mind me calling attention to this for everybody, but you are an older student. I've interviewed another student who is older too, but most of our students that started community college are usually between 18 and 20, but you're a little bit older than that. Can you talk about that, being an older student among younger people?
So I don't think it's common for a foreign to come straight here and do community college. I don't know, like it probably like, excuse me, happens a lot. But like for me, the reason why I had to like come to community college is because like I went through school and finished that. I was even working. 2021 I was working, and I decided, you know what, this is actually not what I would love to do for the rest of my life. So, and I wanted to come to America.
Cool.
Yeah. So, being an old student, community college probably isn't the right place
Actually,
to meet.
it's the best place.
I don't know if it's the best place to meet, like to make friends.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah, because we have a lot of running start students over here. So I have to have a conversation with a 16-year-old.
Right.
It's...
But cool for the 16-year-old to hear. I mean, you have some experience on this kid, right? You also have a worldly point of view because you've been around. That's such a great thing that you're here mixing with those people. I hope you see that.
I mean, if you put it that way, so yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was they call us non-traditional students, so anyone above a certain age. Like I had gone into the military, so after I got out, like we just didn't have enough money to send me to college. I was a very middle-class family. So I ended up going into the military for a while, and then when I got out of the military, then I started. I'd already even had a son, and I was already married. So by the time I started school, community college was perfect because they usually have flexible schedules. So I mean, even sometimes night classes, so that was really appealing to me. And of course, affordability was a big deal. So yeah, I think it's cool that I actually liked being in class as a non-traditional student with some other non-traditional students and with the younger people. I thought it was a cool mix.
That is actually like a good thing, but then I don't think in my class, like we have a lot of those people. I think we...
You don't?
Yeah, I think we like have like two or three.
Okay.
Even probably like the third, and it's mostly the run start students.
Right.
So because I'm from a place far away from America, and usually school is where you actually like make friends.
Right.
But then if I only have access to run start students there, and it's really hard for me to have friends. So like that's how I'm looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
But at some point you'll transfer, right? Do you have plans to transfer to a 4-year?
Yeah, that's the plan.
You want to go to UW? Where do you want to go?
UW Tacoma, UW Bothell. Like I'm just looking at my options, seeing like where I really go. But I would really love to go to a different state, probably like a warmer state. Yeah,
right.
It's a bit cold.
It's a little cold.
I mean, better than Minnesota, of course. Minnesota is
chilly,
brutal. Like, it's
brutal.
Really cold.
Well, we have tag agreements with a number of schools. The two you mentioned, UW Tacoma and UW Bothell, we have tag agreements with, which means your credits are going to transfer there. Shouldn't be a problem as long as you are over a certain grade point average. But we also have agreements with some schools in California, Arizona. So if you want a warmer climate, that's no problem. And you're not required to go to a tag school at all. You could go anywhere you want. And there's some great schools down south. I went to the University of Arizona, which is down to Tucson. Beautiful little city. It's 800,000 people. So let's see, almost as many people. Well, how big is Manzini? You're from Manzini, right?
Yeah.
How many people is it about maybe a little smaller?
I have no idea.
It's like the biggest city, right, in Eswatini.
It is. Like, it's the most densely populated like city in the country. So I don't even remember like the population of Swaziland.
It's 1.4 million people.
Then we should have above 700 people in Manzini.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that the capital of your country is not the biggest city. Usually it's the biggest.
Oh, really?
I mean, it seems like that's how it works out.
So in Swaziland, what they did was the capital cities where it's like it's a bit chilled and like it's more of a fancier place in Swaziland. Like if you want to go to a fancier place in Swaziland, you can go to Mbabane, which is a capital city, and then Manzini is where it's the hub of like everything. Like if you like transporting things from other countries, they usually like
Oh.
come to. So I don't know. I think that was the reasoning behind not making that the capital city, because you can't have like government offices and everything official at the same place where it's super busy. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, well, your brother lives here already. You were in Southern Africa. You were in Eswatini. Let's talk about getting your visa. You know, one of the things I heard in South Africa from the students that I talked to there was that a lot of them have a hard time getting a visa. You know, they'll apply to be an international student, they'll go through the interview process, and they'll get denied. I'm wondering about your experience. Did you have to do an interview in Eswatini, or where did you do your visa interview?
So we have like an American embassy in Swaziland.
Okay.
Yeah, so we like you do all those stuff, the visa stuff there. You also need to do the interview, like, but it's in our country. You don't have to like go outside.
Okay, cool.
But for Swaz, I think it's not that difficult because we don't have a lot of people in the country. Because I think it's like visa things like are mostly correlated with how many people are in the country. Like just
Right.
like countries like some other countries, like it's really hard for you to get a visa to the US.
For sure.
Yeah, because of how many people we have in the US from your country. But for us, I think it.
I definitely never met anyone from Eswatini, so
Yeah.
it's pretty.
And we actually like a small country, so
Right.
it makes sense for us not to have that much people in the country.
Sure. So it wasn't hard. You had to do an interview, though. Someone asked you some questions.
Yeah.
How long did the interview take? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was 7 to 15 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. Real short.
It's mostly like I don't even know why they do it, because they know all the answers to the questions they'll ask you.
Uh-huh.
I guess it has to do with like trying to like, oh, this is what's on file. This is what you're saying. Well, you might be lying. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's mostly that, but they have everything they need. Like you apply, and then I don't know how Americans get the information, but in the embassies, but they have all the information. So
Right.
it was pretty quick.
Huh, great. And from the time you got your I-20 from Seattle colleges until your visa interview, did you have to wait a long time? Because I know in South Africa sometimes the wait time can be long, but in Eswatini maybe it's much shorter. I don't know.
So I think you need to get your I-20
Yep.
for you to get a passport for international passport, because we have like the traditional traveling document which like you can go in the southern countries, which is like Zimbabwe, South Africa,
Right.
Mozambique. I think Zambia is also there. And then for you to get an international like passport, there has to be a reason why.
Okay.
Like for instance, school. So I had to get an acceptance. I think an acceptance comes with the I-20. It's actually the I-20. Yeah.
Right.
So I got that, and then I had to like do the whole process of getting the international passport.
But the thing is one of our application requirements when you do the application is that you have to upload a copy of your passport. So how would you have done that if that's the case? You must have already had your passport.
I might be getting the steps.
I think they're a little bit backwards, yeah. Because I think you might have had your passport first, then you got accepted.
Oh
issued
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Is it? No, I can't remember pretty well. But once you have your passport and your I-20, then you can pretty much apply and then schedule an interview. It's
Right.
not really like you don't have to really like wait. The reason why you have to wait is because they schedule like a certain number of interviews each day,
Sure,
and then
yeah.
they don't do it like every day.
Right, it's
in
only
the
every
week.
Thursday or something.
Yeah, so the reason why you'd have to wait is because they have like a bunch of like interviews scheduled for that
Right.
day. But then
But you didn't have to like wait 3 months.
oh no. I think I applied here in February. I think I applied in February and I got my acceptance. I think I got my I-20 in March, and then I did my interview I think in May.
Okay, that would make sense. That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, do you hear that? That means it's time for trivia hour. Da, 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 da. So we're going to ask you 5 questions, basically about this area. Let's see how you do. First question is, there is a body of water just off the shoreline from the city of Seattle. What do we call that body of water? Do you know what that's called?
No idea.
Okay, it's the Puget Sound.
Oh,
Have you heard that?
I know.
Okay. No. Puget Sound, yeah. So we are on the Puget Sound. The Puget Sound connects to the Pacific Ocean. So.
Oh.
But it's cool. Go down and check out the water. There's some beautiful beaches.
Okay.
All right, question number 2. We have many professional sports teams within the city of Seattle. Can you name one of them?
Seattle Hawks.
Yeah, you're close. It's the Seattle
Seahawks.
Ah, that's right. Good. What sport do they play? Do you know?
It's football.
American football. That's right. Hey, did you follow the World Cup rugby, by the way?
I'm not really a fan.
Okay, cool. Well, I saw South Africa won, right?
Yeah.
It was a pretty big deal.
I didn't really watch it, but I was following it. Like, I knew what was happening.
Sure.
Yeah.
See, I was kind of thinking Ireland might go all the way, but they didn't. I was surprised.
I thought New Zealand would win it.
And New Zealand's always huge, right?
Yeah.
So it was good for South Africa.
Yeah,
That's really cool. They must have gone crazy. All right, cool. All right, question number 3. We have 3 national parks surrounding the city. Can you name one of those national parks? I'll give you a hint. Like, there's a big mountain just to the south, kind of out by in your direction where you live.
Mount Rainier.
Yeah, Mount Rainier National Park.
I've been to the Northern Cascade. Is that a national
Yes,
park?
that is a national park.
I love that place.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the least visited national parks in the United States.
Really?
I mean, it's on the top 10 least visited. Crazy, right?
That place is beautiful.
Because it's gorgeous. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, and it's only, what, an hour and a half maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It is.
And then the other national park, if you look across the water here, the Puget Sound, you'll see the Olympic National Park.
I've been to the Olympic. I don't know why. I haven't been to Rainier though.
Oh yeah,
It's something I'm planning on doing during the break.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes the international program offers events for international students. One of the things we did last winter was we took students up to go up and play in the snow. Have you been to the snow yet?
Snow tubing. I've been to the snow, but I didn't go with. It comes in handy living with family because they kind of like know where to take you. So you like. That's why I've been to the Olympic Park and then I've been to the Cascade.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's true. That is nice.
The reason why I didn't go to Mount Rainier was because I think I had a test schedule on a Saturday or something. So
You got time. You can do it again later, right?
Definitely.
Now, this is a question. Does it snow? Like, I had a good friend in China. I used to live in China. Good friend of mine's from South Africa, but she lived kind of in northeast South Africa, so not too far from where you're at. And they actually get snow where she lives.
Really?
Yeah, and I know that you guys have a lot of hills and
We don't
mountains.
get snow.
You don't get any snow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised.
I think it only snowed once in South Africa, as far as I know. Like during, I think there was a cold front. During the cold front, that's when like it snowed.
Pretty rare, though.
Yeah, it is pretty rare. Yeah.
All right, question number 4. Now, you go to South Seattle College, the South Campus. What is the mascot of this campus? What is the animal associated with South Seattle?
The Otters.
It is the Otters.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Oh no, it's the Otters.
Yeah, it's the Otters. Sea otters.
Oh,
Have you seen a sea otter?
I know.
If you go down to the Puget Sound, sometimes you'll see them swimming.
Oh.
They're really cool, actually. All right, last question. What was the last film that you saw?
That's a movie?
Yeah. Have you seen many movies in Seattle?
Yeah.
Did you see Barbie?
Why are you laughing?
I went and saw it, but I just was.
It's been a while because I was home during the summer, so I can't really. I think it was. I'm a Marvel fan, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I went to watch. Is it Quantumania? Ant-Man. Yeah. I went like that was the last time, and I might actually go and watch the Marvels tonight.
Yeah. I heard it was. I interviewed a girl today who saw it, a girl from Côte d'Ivoire, and she said it was great. She loved it. So.
Yeah, it should be. I watched the trailers and it's pretty interesting.
There's a lot of visual effects going on. That's all I can say about Marvel films.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. All right, well, cool. Last, I like to end the show with words of wisdom that you can offer to students back home in your region. Doesn't have to be Eswatini, could be Mozambique, Madagascar, anywhere down in that part of the world. Kids that are thinking about coming to the United States, but they're not really sure. What kind of advice would you give them?
Actually might be controversial, but what you see in the movies is not what's really happening over here. Yeah. I saw a TikTok video where someone was interviewing like a Brit. Yeah, is that one?
Brit. Yeah, cool.
A Brit lady, and they asked her like, what does she miss about? Like, has she been in Seattle? What does she miss Seattle? And she was like, I don't like that place. It's dirty, and there's a lot of unhoused people.
Well, that's true. We do have some homelessness for sure.
Yeah, and downtown is really messy. Anyways, coming back to this, my advice. America is a bit different from Africa.
For sure.
Most definitely. Mm-hmm. And Americans are more welcoming. You don't have to be afraid to ask.
That's true.
Before I got here, some lady gave me advice, and she was like, the worst thing that could happen is a no. So you might as well just try. Ask, see what happens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think Seattle is actually like a better city to be in because of how diverse this place is. Like, everyone is welcome over here. And then, and advice to Africans.
Good.
Yeah, you need to like be broad-minded. Like, you need to, the ideas that you have about how things should be, you kind of like need to like unlearn a lot of things for you to like be able to actually fit in here. We're actually talking about this. I work in the diversity and inclusion department. Sure. Yeah. So it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming, like how, which is good, I guess. Like how feelings are taken into factor in this country, like, and opinions. Like, so it's the inclusivity part is actually the great thing about America, and the fact that like a place like Seattle, like I haven't really experienced racism or even the systematic racism. Like you have to go out of your way and look for it for you to like see. I'm not saying it's not here, it's not there. Definitely is here, but I haven't experienced it. I've been here for like a year.
Thank God.
It's everyone is welcome. That's the best thing about Seattle. Everyone is welcome, and if you love nature, this is a right place to be.
It is a great place to be.
You should come.
For sure.
People from Africa should come join us here.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
I want to say that my time in Africa was awesome as well. People were really very friendly, very welcoming. It was a really cool experience. So go in both directions. I want to encourage people from my country to step out of their comfort zone.
You should go to Durban.
Right?
Go to not Cape Town. Go to Durban.
I like Cape Town. But okay. Go to Durban.
No,
I'll go to Durban.
It's like, it's really more diverse. Like, it's diverse. Like, everyone living in the same kind of world. Cool. It's not like the differences between the township and like the rich people's places. Like, it's like we have like 1 million people living in one township, and then you have like maybe 50,000 living in the nice places. So it's but Durban is fun.
Right,
I love Durban.
They call South Africa the Rainbow Nation. Does that apply to your country as well?
I don't even know why they call it a Rainbow Nation.
Well, I think there's people from all over the world. I mean, I saw a lot of people from South Asia there, Southeast Asia, a lot of people from Europe.
My country is definitely welcoming. Like, we good people.
Well, hopefully I'll get there one of these days soon.
Yeah, you should. Cool. You should. Yeah. It's a great place to be. It's not as cold, it's not as hot, but yeah.
All right. Well, that's about... Oh, we were going to have you speak a little of your language, if you don't mind. This second season, we're inviting our guests to speak a little of their language, and most of the people that listen to this show have probably never heard your language. So maybe tell them which language you're going to speak, and maybe just say a few things in...
Siswati.
Okay, Siswati.
Yeah. Do you need me to translate it to you like afterwards, or
that's up to you. You can if you want, but you don't have to.
What can I say? Oh yeah. I'll just address Africans to come over here.
Sure.
Yeah. Maswati. Botane eMelika. Ngumnanzi lapha, and yeah, wonke umuntu umukelekile.
All right, there you got it. Nice. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time today. It was great to talk to you. Yeah, I have about 1,000 more questions, and I could drag this interview out for a long time. But. All right. Have a great day. Thanks.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Conversations With is painstakingly crafted for you by the Seattle College's International Programs Department and supported by the lovely folks here on our campus. This show is produced and edited by me, Evan Franulovich. We welcome your emails and questions about coming to Seattle Colleges. Please reach out to us via our website, or just give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, as this helps others discover the show. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube at Seattle Colleges INTL. That's Seattle Colleges INTL. And be sure to check out all of the shows here on Conversations With. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.